Hello, my name is Heston. I'm a fourth year medical student at the University of Copenhagen in Denmark. Welcome to the first video, I guess, on my YouTube channel where I will be documenting what I do in my day-to-day life. So how I study, for how many hours I study, what study techniques I use, what jobs I have as a medical student, and so on. The reason why I'm making this video is I genuinely believe there is an interest into the life of a medical student. So for how many hours we study, how we study, what our exams look like, what life generally is as a medical student. I always get asked these types of questions from my family members, family friends, and even my own friends. So I also believe a lot of people who are interested in studying medicine could benefit from watching my videos, where they could learn tips and tricks, actually seeing what med school is like, what mindset to have, how to manage your academic life versus your sort of free time. Personally, I knew very early on that I wanted to study medicine, probably like 6th or 7th class. And I would myself also go on YouTube to find videos on what the life of a medical student is, or like med school vlog type videos. And I would, for example, watch some videos of Ali Abdel, which I found quite beneficial to me. He would talk about what life is as a medical student. So he would also show how he studies and what study techniques he uses and what exams look like and so on. They were very beneficial to me because they gave me sort of an insight into what med school could potentially be. And also generally, they were very entertaining to watch. They also helped me kind of reaffirm that I actually wanted to do medicine. So the second reason why I'm making this YouTube channel is that I want to get out of my comfort zone. I want to start doing things which makes me uncomfortable or which I'm intimidated by, whether that's taking a job which I would previously not have taken, or traveling, or just making this YouTube channel. I don't want to set up a precedence in my life where I don't do things simply because I am intimidated by them or because they make me uncomfortable. So briefly about my background. I finished high school just before COVID, around 2019, 2020, where afterward I studied biomedicine. I actually applied for med school. I did not receive the grades which I had expected in my last two subjects. So my grade average was approximately, I believe, like 0.3 or 0.4 below what I had expected. Therefore, I did not get accepted into med school in my first try. Therefore, I studied biomedicine for 1 year, and I applied again through something which is called second quota, which is a system in Denmark basically where you can apply to med school and you can get accepted into med school based on your score from a kind of an altitude or sort of an IQ test. There was also these multiple mini interviews. Because of COVID, the year I applied, they were cancelled. So I got accepted into medical school at a university called the Southern University of Denmark, SDU, where I did my bachelor's in medicine, which I believe is the equivalent to a pre-graduate in America or England, but I'm not quite sure. So I did that in 2 years instead of 3 years by fusing some semesters together. That helped me save some time. So afterwards, I applied for a master's in medicine at the University of Copenhagen, which I guess is the equivalent to like a postgraduate degree in America or England. And now I'm doing my second semester of my fourth year now. So now that we've gotten this kind of introductory part out of the way, let's talk about what today's going to look like. So I have to attend 3 pharmacology lectures at uni, and this is actually my first time going to campus, which I'll speak about a little later on in the video. This is also part of my new resolution for the upcoming academic year, in conjunction with making this YouTube channel. So after uni, I'll try to get to the gym, and hopefully in the evening we'll get a couple hours of studying in. So I'll hope you guys will join me. So normally this early in the morning I do not have any breakfast, simply because I do not have the appetite. So I'll just grab a protein shake. So I just checked on Google Maps, it says 44 minutes, so it's not too bad. Sometimes it can take almost up to an hour. So I mentioned early on that this is my first time going to the campus. I did not go to any lessons or lectures for the entirety of my first semester. So I don't even know where the lecture hall or the auditorium is, but hopefully we're going to find it. So when I did my bachelor's at SDU, I did not go to the university, only when I had like mandatory lab practice or something. And the reason why I did not attend university at that time also is, first of all, it's about 2 hours away from where I live. Back and forth would be 4 hours of transport in total. The second reason is I believe I study more efficiently when I just study on my own in my room, where I have the lecture slides and I have the book which the professor has based the lectures on. And I found this to be very efficient for me personally. But now, because campus is not that far from where I live now, half an hour or 40 minutes of drive, depending on how bad traffic is. So now I've decided to start going to lectures and lessons. This is also part of my new resolution for the upcoming academic year, to have a more active university life and to be a bit more sociable. So this is something which I've talked with my friends and even my mom about, and she told me that this part of my life will only come once. So I have this student university life only once in my life. So afterwards I'll just be working till retirement. So I should try to get the most out of this part of my life as well. Kind of makes sense, and that's why I've decided to try to attend more lectures and lessons and to be more of a social person, I guess. It's not that I'm not a social person, it's just a matter of efficiency. I study much better on my own. I did not attend university to such a degree that if you were to ask me about any auditorium or any lecture halls at SDU, I couldn't tell you, because probably in the 2 years I've just been in the university like 25 or 30 times in the 2 years I was there, and most of that time was lab. Actually, just finding a parking space in central Copenhagen is also just purely luck. So hopefully we'll be lucky today, inshallah. Usually I do not have any difficulties speaking, but speaking to a camera is actually more difficult than I had expected. So I guess that's expected for like being my first time making a video and actually speaking to a camera. But hopefully I'll improve over time. So we have just arrived and something happened with my camera, it just stopped filming. But we've luckily found a parking space, which is not so usual in central Copenhagen. So I believe I got lucky today. So hopefully today is going to be a good day. At least there's a good sign from early on now. So we just finished up with the lectures. To be honest, the lectures, they were not too bad. I still believe if I were to study at home, it would have been more efficient. Also because I'm not really a morning person, so I was actually, to be honest, I was falling asleep. I actually fell asleep in the second lecture because it was very boring. It was about a medical committee which the government in Denmark has set up in 2017, and basically this committee's job is to either approve or disapprove different types of drugs. The first lecture was kind of interesting. It was just an introductory sort of lecture into what this course entails, so different subjects we'll be touching on later on in the semester. And the third lecture was also very interesting. It was about pharmacodynamics and pharmacokinetics, which is basically specifically how a drug is absorbed and metabolized and eliminated. And pharmacodynamic is basically how the drug interacts with our body, so the receptors and its effect on our body. Honestly, it's just the first day, so I don't believe it's enough to make a conclusion. So I'll still try to go to university and attend lectures and lessons, and hopefully it will be beneficial in the long run. Tomorrow I have mostly lessons, so I will attend university tomorrow, and let's see how it goes. Before going home, I had to quickly grab a few things from the supermarket. So I've just showered, had dinner, and I'm going to go over the lecture slides for today. Then I'm going to solve a couple of exam questions, and then at last I'm going to prepare for tomorrow. After studying, my mom and I went for an evening walk, which is something we usually do after dinner. And after the walk, I just went home and relaxed before the next day. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, if anyone's going to watch at all. And hopefully I'll see you again next time.